Kings and queens, how are y'all doing? I'm coming to y'all with some ESG football content. For those who don't know, ESG football is a future free-to-play 7v7 and 11v11 football game. All human control players, no bots. I think it's going to be great. But I was fortunate enough to be able to ask some questions, and they answered my questions. So I just come to share that information with y'all, and we're going to go over these questions together. All right, so my first question was, who will call the plays, right? So obviously I was expecting the quarterback to call the plays on offense, but I was expecting maybe the middle linebacker or the safety to call the plays on defense. And if that was the same player, then the same player would call the plays. But the answer to that question was the quarterback will call the plays, and whoever is the quarterback will also call the plays on defense. Now, he did tell me that they were looking to add a voting system to where all the rest of the players would pick a play, and then the quarterback would just choose a play from the selection that the other players chose. So he would have a very small pool to pick from, and it would just be other plays that his teammates suggested on offense and defense. And I hope they eventually go with that, because that's dope to get everybody involved. One person doesn't feel like a dictator. Everybody gets their say-so, with the quarterback being the guy who touches the ball every play, getting the last say-so, but everybody got the chip in it. So I like that idea. Hopefully they end up going that route. My second question I got to ask was, how will the wide receiver routes work? Because if you watch the superstar mode or the yard on Madden, it's just made up hood routes, what me and my brothers call them, to where there's no ends, there's no comebacks. It's just running around trying to get open randomly. And I was like, if you're going to have a 7v7, 11v11 football game, I don't think that's the route you don't want to go. It's going to look chaotic. And he said, well, if the play calls for you to run an end as a wide receiver or a tight end, and you don't run it in, it's going to hurt your teammate grade. So it's kind of like 2K in that regard, where everybody gets a teammate grade. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, then your teammate grade goes down. And I think your teammate grade dictates how you will get experience for the game or something like that. So, and also, if I call for you to run it in to come across the face of this linebacker, and you run a seam and go behind the linebacker, when I throw it right after break, I'm going to throw it in interception. So that's also another con to not running the routes. So obviously, you're going to have to run your routes, because if you don't, it hurts your teammate grade, and it could also lead to interceptions. So it's not going to be like the yards. It's going to be nothing like Madden Superstar mode. You're going to be having clean routes, and quarterbacks going to have to read defenses and run concepts. So I like that aspect of it as well. And the third and final question for this video is, will XP, the experience you gain, be assigned to the player you're using, or will it go to your profile? And the reason I ask this question is because if you got a 90 overall player, right, and you make another one, he has to start at a 60, right? So you have to jump in the games with this 60 overall. He's bad, and it might cause you to lose some games. But you want this player to build up, and if the only way the player can get XP is by playing with that player, then you're just gonna have to tough it out with the 60. But he told me that the XP will be assigned to your account, so you can play with your 90, get him to a 99, and whenever he gets to a 99, or whenever you want to build on another player, the XP you gain from that game, you can just put it on that player, even though you didn't play with him. So you're not gonna have to tough through the hard times after you do it one time with a bad player until he gets to the overall that you will have him to be, or that you feel comfortable playing with. But yeah, I'm just going to do 3 questions for each video, guys. Keep the video small and digestible. I have a lot of these. I got to ask a lot of questions, so stay on the lookout. I appreciate you guys. If you like the content and you want to see more of these videos, like and subscribe. See you next time.